Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I am not away this week. We are back in Philly. I had such a wonderful, wonderful week. I needed to get away for a little bit. So the husband kind of surprised me at the last minute and say, hey, let's just grab our stuff and go away for a week, which was much needed. Time to rest my mind, my body, and my soul. Sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes you need to just shut out the noise, get away from everything, and get back to that balance, which I have. So today we got a great show. As always, my husband say I should get a t-shirt saying this. I'm very excited. I'm always excited about my guests because I have some phenomenal people on the show talking about their cause, talking about their organizations, making an impact in the community. And today I'm going to be bringing to you a young lady who has a phenomenal organization. She's doing some wonderful things with families and with children. And you know me, I love children and animals. So this is very near and dear to my heart. But we're over here on the East Coast. It's beautiful out today. Lots and lots of sun. I can't wait for it to get really warm so we can get out and start doing some things. So anyway, we're about to go right into our show. Again, welcome. My name is Felicia Shanken. I am the host. And we're going to go in and talk to our guests right now. So Jamila, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, I forgot to remind everyone, if you would like to talk to Jamila and me, happy Tuesday, Diane, one of our biggest fans, make sure you guys go over to our Unapologetically page so we can see your comments, allow StreamYard to see who you are so we can shout you out as well. So let's get started. So Jamila, first of all, thank you for coming on. I wanted you specifically on the show. I reached out to you and said to you, I wanted you on the show. I love your organization, Autism Rec. I love your organization. I love what you're doing. So tell us a little bit about you and why you decide to go this route before we get into your organization and everything.
So I am a mother of two. I am a wife, and I have three bonus kids and a bonus grandson, which are my stepkids and my step grandson. I call them my bonus kids.
When you say your bonus kids, I love it. I love it. So how did the Autism Rec come about? And by the way, I love your logo back there. Tell us about that as well.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
So Autism Rec came about because my youngest son, Jasir, he has autism. He was diagnosed at age 2. And it was just with his diagnosis, it was a struggle. It was hard. We had faced a lot of challenges. Within the urban community, there's a lack of services. There's a lack of resources. Um, there's a there's a lack in our urban community. So I wanted to be that space and that support for newly diagnosed families, or just families that was looking for that support, or families just looking to connect. Um, my son, when he was first diagnosed, he wasn't really interested in making friends or playing with other kids. But as he grew up, he wanted to play with other kids. And one incident that happened, he wanted to play with one of the kids on the block, but because of his autism, they really couldn't understand him and didn't want to play with him, which I also wrote a book called Jay Just Wants to Play. And that's how the organization started. I reached out on Facebook, found a couple of autism support groups here in Philadelphia. And I reached out and told them that I was hosting a meet and greet. And parents came out. And from there is how Autism Rec started. And that started in 2017.
Wow. Wow. I think it was Lavon who
Yeah.
was on the show. She was talking about her organization as well. And I told her when I was going to nursing school, one of my rotations was at CHOP. And at that same time, I was working for Bayada Nurses, the pediatric department. So I had some children that I was dealing with, and one of them, he was autistic as well. They have their own gifts, and a lot of people don't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
August's gift was that he liked to sing. He didn't talk, but he liked to sing. So I'm sure that is something that your son is great at or that he loves to do.
Yes. Technology.
Is it technology? Okay,
Yes.
what does he like to do with that?
Um, he likes to record himself playing video games. He likes to just record anything, and he knows how to edit all of that. He has his own YouTube page that of course, I do monitor. Where he's been watching other kids do it, so he tried to
Mhm.
start his own. So I've helped him. My oldest son helped him, and he just basically posts his video games, or we may post him unboxing a gift or something like that that he may have been excited about. But he loves technology and he loves recording.
Oh, that's awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. So tell me, I'm looking at that beautiful banner in the back.
Yeah.
Autism Rec. Actually, there you go. I love the colors. I love. So how did that come about? Where did that come from?
So I joined Clubhouse January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this show, Pitch Your Nonprofit. So I got up the nerve to go on there to pitch my nonprofit since we are a new nonprofit. I was, trying to find funding. So I went on the show and I pitched my nonprofit. The first time I pitched, I was very nervous. And they just told me where I needed to grow and where I needed to get better at. So then I went on the following Thursday and I pitched my nonprofit again. And I won for most improved nonprofit. I made the changes that they told me to make. There was a branding coach on there, so because of my pitch, he offered me I think it was 2 months of free coaching and branding.
Mm-hmm.
So then he sent me an email with the logo and said he did this for free. He wanted to clean my logo up. He thought it would be look more professional,
Mm-hmm.
and I honestly agree. I love
Yeah.
the logo, and like I said, it was just me wanting to pitch my nonprofit where I received funding for our social skills group, which we started in March,
Mm-hmm.
and I have the logo now, and we've put the logo on T-shirts, cups, bags, just about anything. And as he said, it really changed how people looked at our organization and looked at our logo.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, because you have all those beautiful colors, they're powerful colors, the red, the gold, and the green. And it's different. I don't think I've ever seen a logo like this before. So it's very different. So by you going on Clubhouse and doing a pitch, someone offered this for you. So
Yeah.
now you have it, whereas you can put it on banners, you can put it on letterhead, cups, mugs, t-shirts, whatever. That's
Yes.
awesome. That's awesome. So how long has your organization, because you're the president and the executive director of Autism Rec. So what does Rec stand for?
So originally it stood for resource encouragement and coping.
Mm-hmm.
So as we grew, it now stands for recreation,
Mm-hmm.
education, and community.
Okay. Oh, wow. Isn't that something? That's amazing. That's amazing. So you said that your organization's been around now for how long? I'm sorry.
So we started in 2017 where I was just hosting meet and greets.
Mm-hmm.
2020 we became a nonprofit during the pandemic. We had families that was reaching out to us for food, families that was reaching out to us because they were scared to go shopping, single parents didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to take their kids out. So me and my husband, we got in the car and we did it. And I said, hey, I can't do this by myself anymore because from 2017, it was only 19 parents.
Mm-hmm.
2020, during the pandemic, we grew to 54 parents. Now, today, we are well over 100 parents within our organization. So I said I couldn't do it by myself anymore. So I talked to my son's speech therapist, Miss Jackie, who is our vice president. And
Mm-hmm.
she's been with my son for maybe about 7 years now.
Okay.
And she was all for it. And she joined us and she, um, she facilitates our social skills group.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then it's been growing and it's been amazing. I'm surprised how much and how fast it has grown, but I kind of knew that it would grow up the way that it would because of the lack of services and the
Mm-hmm.
lack of support that's here in Philadelphia.
You know what? It's amazing that you said that, because that's how you know you're on your purpose. I always say God will put you in your purpose when there is a lack of need somewhere. I don't care if there's 100 people doing what you're doing; they're not you, because you are your own super person. So now, we were talking before we came live. You were saying that you went on Clubhouse, which is new for a lot of people. You and I were talking, and I was laughing because I'm on Clubhouse too, and I got followers, and I'm following people, and I'm not maximizing as much as I should. But you went on Clubhouse. Tell us about that experience there.
So I went on Clubhouse, and I just went on there just to, at first, to just to see how it was, what were people talking about. But as I went on there, I saw that there were different rooms talking about nonprofit organizations. There were different rooms about autism. And as I was going in those rooms for autism, I saw that a lot of the rooms was talking about medication. My son's never been on medication. I'm not saying that I'm against medication, but medication is just something that I didn't want to go down that path. But a lot of those rooms, I saw that it was talking about medication, and it wasn't really giving much support for the parents. So I
Mhm.
then started my own room, and it's a parent support group. And that's exactly what it's called, Autism Parent Support Group. So I started it, and then we just had about 12 parents that came in that night. Um, we had a discussion. It was just an open discussion, just parents supporting parents, parents venting. And from there, again, we grew. And then I also joined them in a couple of nonprofit organizations just so I can learn and be better as a nonprofit founder. So I was going in those nonprofit rooms. I saw that there was a picture nonprofit room. So I went in that room. I just kind of like got the feel of the room. And then the next week, I pitched my nonprofit, which I didn't do so good. And I'm not going to say I didn't do so good. I was
Mhm.
nervous. They
Mhm.
told me where I needed to change and where I needed to update my website and things like that. So
Mhm.
I made those corrections, and I did that, and I went back on the next week, and I won for most improved nonprofit, which wasn't a category, but they
Mhm.
made it a category that night.
Isn't that something? So then you decided after that that you were going to start your own autism room for parents and families.
Yeah.
So tell us, because I heard the stories, before we started talking, but I want the audience to know. Tell us how many you started with and where you are now.
So I only started with about 12 families the first night.
Hmm.
And now I am over 1,000 followers in my room,
Wow.
in my club. And it's been, it helped me grow.
Hmm.
It also gave me more insight and more information that I didn't know about autism,
Hmm.
because we do have professionals that join in on the room,
Hmm.
that they give parents advice. Um, they, also get feedback from parents that they didn't know,
Hmm.
how parents felt. So it was kind of educational for everybody, the educators, the parents, those that have autism themselves, because we had parents in there that has autism, and also has child that has autism. So it was a learning experience for me, and it just helped me grow and also know more what my parents was looking for and what I can do here in Philadelphia for my community in Philadelphia.
Wonderful. You know something that I didn't know? Elon Musk. Just he was on Saturday Night Live, and I didn't know he had Asperger's. I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of people knew that he did. And for him to come out and talk about that, because that falls into that spectrum of autism too.
Yeah.
And this guy is like a billionaire.
Yeah.
And for him, and I know we were talking, you were saying Autism Awareness Month was last month. So there's a lot more people out there that are dealing with this than they know. And there's a lot,
Yes.
you probably know the statistics much more than I do.
Yeah.
But as far as families, what are statistics that families are dealing with autism? I don't think people know the numbers are really as high as they are.
So it's 1 in 54 kids are diagnosed with autism.
Mm-hmm.
1 in 39 boys are diagnosed with autism, more so than girls.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Autism, a lot of families are affected by autism. I would say about 90%, not 90, I'm going to say about 70% of the families that we serve
Mm-hmm.
are in the Title I school district.
Mm-hmm.
They are also low income.
Mm-hmm.
About 50, maybe 60% of our families are Social Security dependent.
Right.
Um, and again, I would say about 75, 80% of our
Mm-hmm.
families are single families.
Yeah, yeah, and it's hard. It's hard, especially if you don't understand, autism and in that spectrum at all. A lot of people, when they see your child have a meltdown, which is hard for the parent, it's hard for the child, and because instantly you're judged. People are looking at you, and the first thing they say to you, "Oh, that's a bad child," or "That mother doesn't know how to control that child." They have no idea that something as simple as maybe even a car horn could set your child off for hours, where,
Yes,
and you have to take them completely out of that environment and get them to a safe place again.
yes,
So, what I want to talk about is, like I said, I love what you're doing. I
thank
asked you to
you.
come on because I've seen you grow, and I've seen you being blessed. And, I just want you to continue what it is that you're doing. And I applaud you, because what you're doing is not hard, especially to bring awareness. But you did something special for Mother's Day on Sunday through your organization. So tell us a little bit about that.
So we usually hold our social skills group on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So this past Saturday, I called it social skills group with a twist, and
Mm-hmm.
it was our Mother's Day surprise. So nobody knew about my surprise, not even Miss Jackie, who was our VP, and
Mm-hmm.
she runs the social skills group. She didn't know about our surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what I wanted to do, I just wanted moms to just have a day where they felt special, and it was all about them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've been through this pandemic for well over a year.
Right.
So we've become the teacher, the counselor, the nurse, the mom. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that some parents are overwhelmed.
Right.
And with our kids, they're used to a routine and they're used to being on a schedule. So I know parents felt overwhelmed. So I just wanted to surprise them. So I surprised them with a Mother's Day lunch where it was nice and decorated. It was food for them. During the social skills group, the kids still they did their social skills activities, they did their learning, but they
Mm-hmm.
also was able to, we called it go shopping for mom, where
Right.
they went on a table and they picked out a jewelry box or a picture frame, earrings and things like that for mom, where they painted it and they
Mm-hmm.
gave it to mom. Moms were in a separate room, and that was the opportunity to have our parent support group. So they thought that they were there for a parent support group, but
Right.
they were actually there because we were all downstairs setting up their surprise.
Wow. I bet that was nice. It looked like it was nice. I mean, you had the tables nicely set up. Now, did you have that catered, or did you cook the food?
So my niece does catering. So I reached out to my niece and asked my niece to help me, and she helped me. She catered the food. I did the menu design that you saw on the table. I went
Mm-hmm.
and picked up roses to put the roses on the plate. My sister, she also does catering, so she wasn't in town, but I
Mm-hmm.
asked her if I can use her tableware. And we used her tableware to make everything look nice and pretty, like they were actually maybe like at a cabaret or something. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just all about them.
That's awesome. I know you made them feel special, and you probably felt special yourself,
Yes,
because you're a mom too. Don't forget
yes,
that,
yes.
So that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So, what is on the horizon for Autism Rec? What are you guys working on next that you're going to be bringing to the public?
So right now we're working on our summer program where we're trying to start summer camp for kids with autism.
Mm-hmm.
Again, resources is a lack of resources. Finding camps that will cater to our kids' needs or even will support our kids and their disability or the challenges that they face throughout the day. I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to be that place where parents can come. So we're working on a summer program
Mm-hmm.
and summer camp for the kids, and that will be from July. It's a 6-week program that we're going to try out for this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to start July 6th and then it will end on July 12th.
That's awesome. Well, Diane, I don't know. Can you see the comments when they come?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so you can see that. So Diane has offered, to have the
Um,
PA ambassador, which is Phyllis Gambone, come and share Tiaras of Hope with your moms for Thanksgiving event if you host one. So make sure that when we're done this live, that you go on my page and unapologetically and connect with Diane. Diane has been
okay.
such a
Thank
blessing.
you.
Yes, she has been such a blessing for so many of my guests here, whether she has done collaborations or she has offered some way of her and Tiaras of Hope to come together and work together because she's doing some phenomenal work in the community as well. So definitely make sure that you hook up with her.
And
So that
and
sounds, yeah, that sounds
so
like so.
speaking of Thanksgiving, we usually do a Thanksgiving turkey giveaway every
Mhm.
year. So we will be doing our turkey giveaway this year, and this year we also plan to have a Thanksgiving dinner for our autism families. So I will definitely reach out.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I think you should. Collaboration is like one of the best things in the world. It's
Yes,
funny. I just wrote my article that I submitted in for Brains Magazine, who I write for. And it kind of talks about collaboration and how we can benefit from it, coming together and working together and different things like that is so important because men collaborate all the time.
yes,
And I hate the fact that they say women can't collaborate. We can
yes,
collaborate. I
yes.
always say if you feel you can't collaborate with the women in your circle, check your circle. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah, check your circle because
Yes.
those that are going to support you, they're going to be there. The other ones, you can't worry about those. You can't worry about those. But I am just so excited for everything that you're doing in your organization. Like I said, to be a young woman and to take on this task, which is a huge task. It's not easy.
Yes.
I know that there's a lot of support out there for you, but you're actually out there making it happen. And because you're out there making it happen, all these resources, I always say when you're out in the world and you're doing good, you draw positivity to you and the resources that you need, they come to you. And it seems like that's what it is that you're doing. Now, do you have a building that you do your events at through the
So
organization?
so now we do have a permanent spot.
Mhm.
My church, which was my mom's church, and I joined the church over the pandemic,
Mhm.
they offered to let us use their space. So we have a permanent spot at the church on it's Progressive Worship Center in South Philly,
Mhm.
right off of 26 and Filbert. So that
That's
is now our
awesome.
permanent spot, and we just um, confirmed it as our permanent spot maybe like 2-3 weeks ago.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome to hear. So you were talking about a book that
Yeah.
you wrote. Tell us about the book.
So the book is called Jay Just Wants to Play.
Mhm.
It's available on Amazon and it's available on our website, jjustwantstoplay.com.
Mhm.
So I wrote the book based off of an experience that my son had. He wanted to play with the other kids on the block, um, but because of his autism and because he had trouble speaking and he has a speech delay,
Mhm.
um, they didn't really understand him. And then when the one kid that did come over to play with him,
Mhm.
um, since my son really didn't know how to play with the basketball and they were playing curveball, my son was playing with it inappropriately.
Mhm.
So he didn't want to play with my son anymore. So I wrote the book called Jay Just Wants to Play, and it was just trying to let other kids know that just because a child has a disability, they do have feelings. Just because a child has a disability, they do want to play like you. So maybe
Right.
if you would take the time to teach them how to play or show them how to play with it appropriately, then you can make a big difference in a child's life. And just letting people know that these kids do have feelings. Because they can't express their feelings, they do still have feelings.
Hmm. That is so true. Because I know when I used to take August to the park, the children were there, and he would love to go up on the monkey bars. And he would go all the way at the top, and he would just stay there, and he would sing. And, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and I'm like, Lord, please do not let these children be mean to him, because I'm going to have to go over and intervene now. And, the parents, if they're there, I'm going to have to educate them. And children are innocent, but let's face it, children can be mean. They can be
Yes.
mean, especially if it's something that they don't understand.
Yes.
And, like I said, when you are a parent of an autistic child, you always have to be aware that not only are you dealing with your feelings, but you're dealing with the feelings of your child.
Yes.
Because some of them are not verbal, so they can't tell you, so you have to try and figure it out, what it is that they're doing, and what they're going through. But I'm telling you, this time goes by so fast. I am going to bring up your website here, and I want you to tell people how they are able to, there's your website there, how they're able to get in contact with you, if they want to help you in your organization, if they want to donate, whatever it is that you need, whatever information you want to share, please share with us.
So you can find us on Facebook, Autism Rec on Facebook, and it's Autism Rec on Instagram as well. Our website is autismrec.org down at the bottom, where you can also go and make a donation. Right now, we are working on starting our summer camp. The church also donated a van to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we are working on trying to get the registration transferred over, new tires and a paint job for that van, so that we are able to transport our participants back and forth to group and back and forth to camp. So your donations will be very helpful for that as well. And just the donations to help us keep our social skills group going and our programs running. Also wanted to mention that this Saturday during our social skills group, we do this whenever a child has a birthday around the time that we have social skills group. So we will be celebrating our friend Kevin, whose birthday is this Saturday, and I just wanted to give him a shout out.
Oh, that's awesome. And shout out, happy birthday, Kevin. I know they're going to have a wonderful birthday plan for you. And what is Phyllis? Oh, this is Phyllis. So Phyllis is the ambassador of Pennsylvania I was telling you about. So she would love Tiara to share Tiaras of Hope with these moms. That's awesome. So make sure that you connect with Phyllis as well, to let her know what's going on, especially because she's right here. Because Diane is in Florida, but
Okay.
you can still connect with her. Modern technology, right? Modern
Yes,
technology,
yes.
we're able to do these things. But like I said, unfortunately, a half an hour goes by so quickly. But I love everything that you're doing.
Thank
Um,
you.
no, thank you, because it's people like you who show us the compassion, and the caring, and just awareness. A lot of people are not aware, and what the saying is, what you don't know, what you're afraid of, don't be afraid, ask, be educated, talk to someone, especially if you are a mother, a single mother or a single father, that might have an autistic child, and this is something that is new for you. Reach out to Jamila's groups and all these other autism groups that can help you and guide you, and have you come out to some of these events and meet other family members that are going through the same thing.
Yes.
So again, I want to thank you. So I'm going to make a couple announcements, and then I'll come back to you after I say goodbye to my audience. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So, everyone, I just want to make a couple of announcements as far as what's going on with PWNC Foundation, which is our 501c3 nonprofit. This Saturday, May 15th, from 11 to 12, this is all going to be on Zoom. Temple Small Business Development Center is hosting another webinar by PWNC Foundation. I will be presenting it. The topic is video marketing, getting on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Instagram Live, giving you some ideas of how you can up your business, get yourself out in front of people, and just start winning a lot more than what you are doing now. We also have on May 19th, Fran McNeil, who is an education services director of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program over at the Community College of Philadelphia. She is doing a workshop through our foundation, our nonprofit PWNC, Avoid Pain, Know Your Financials. That's going to be on May 19th, which is a Wednesday. The time of that is going to be from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the evening. So for those entrepreneurs, mothers, families that work during the day, you'll be able to come on to the Zoom and learn some great information about your financials. The cost of that is $10, and every amount that we bring through our organization, whether it's by courses or events or whatever, those proceeds go to our nonprofit PWNC Foundation. You can see there on the bottom, you can go to that link there, or you can go to phillywnc.org, phillywnc.org. That's our website. And you can go to events and you can see the events that we're going to be having. Also, I am very excited about this. I want to say thank you to everyone who has went on to my Facebook page and thanked me, congratulated me on this prestige honor of being in VIP Global Magazine as one of the most influential women. As you can see, that's my article there, which is talking a little bit about me. At the bottom there is the link where you guys can go on to see the other women that they talk about, but I'm in the company of Zoe Saldinger and Carrie Underwood, Tia Mora, Issa Rae, Jordan Wood. So I'm very, very honored and humble to be on this list. That's why I said, you never know who is out there watching you do your thing. So, you want to continue to inspire, you want to continue to uplift, to motivate, and just let people know what it is that you do. Thank you, Diane. Thank you. And again, you work so hard. When you have your accomplishments, let people know that what you're doing and your accomplishments and what you're being celebrated for, so we can celebrate you also. So Jamila, I'll be right back. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you for joining today. I am so glad that you were able to come. I hope that you got some good nuggets today and got some more information about Autism Rec. Make sure that you guys reach out to Jamila. She will be putting her information in the comments once we discontinue the live here. I appreciate you guys coming today. Thank you for your questions. Remember to join us next Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Unapologetically Me. So go out and enjoy some of this day. Bye, guys.